How's it going, everybody? Welcome. This is just right in my freaking face. I just gotta say, what's up, guys? Welcome to In Retrospect. This is a new series I'm starting just to get myself primed to go back and play games again, play old games, make some videos, whatever, have some fun. No big deal. This is a ever-expanding series, so this is really a test run to a bigger portion of the series. Really, there's no intro to this, there's very little structuring, and it's a very in progress series, and that's the way I want to keep it, so that me mentally I can start small again and build my way back up to bigger things. So expect relaxed editing, expect chill vibes, and let's just get in and play some games. So today, everybody, we're going to be taking a look at The Legend of Zelda the Minish Cap. Is the Zelda the Minish Cap even worth playing anymore? I mean, there's so many games to play nowadays. Is Zelda Minish Cap actually worth going back and looking and playing instead of playing another game in the Zelda franchise or playing another game just in general? So in retrospect, we're going to go ahead and look at that. But today, I'm going to start with a drink, a beverage. My beverage of choice today is Corona Extra. I know, super basic. And it's actually an imported beer from Mexico. I believe it's like 4.5%. Tastes like cat piss. Anyways, guys, Zelda the Minish Cap was a Zelda game made for the Game Boy Advance, and it was a really interesting game because, well, it changed the graphics. So there was two Zelda games on the Game Boy Advance. So there technically was more, but there was two original. I can't even say original because Zelda Link to the Past was an original, but it was a remake. There was two primary Zelda games, I'll say, on the Game Boy Advance. That was Zelda the Minish Cap and Zelda Link to the Past. Now, Zelda Link to the Past, I wasn't big on the graphics for some reason. I just didn't like them. And then they came out with Zelda the Minish Cap, and it really had a refresh in its entire style and the way it approached itself and the way it presented itself, and it's done a lot of interesting things for a Zelda game. I'm going to break this retrospect into three categories for this first episode: graphics, sound, and gameplay. Okay. The graphics of this game, first and foremost, are stellar. If you like Zelda the Wind Waker, then you'll love this game because it's like they materialized the 3D aspects of Zelda the Wind Waker and turned them into 2D sprite-based graphics, and it's so beautiful. It's got its such own unique style, and that alone is worth going back and experiencing because there hasn't been a Zelda game that's done that as far as I know. It's just like the Wind Waker, you know, the cel-shaded toon-style graphics, they turn them into a 2D format, and it's so cool. If you like Zelda Ocarina of Time, you'll also really enjoy this game because there's a lot of characters from Zelda Majora's Mask, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, lots of enemies from Wind Waker that all are incorporated here. The world in this game, it's awesome because it actually opens up and it expands in many different ways. You know how in a Zelda game, the game expands when you get a new weapon or item because you can now use your bombs to blow up a broken wall, or you can use your hook shot to get to a new area you couldn't access before. Well, those concepts are still present here. But what has changed is now there are Kinder Stones, which I'll get to in a minute when we get to the mechanics of the game. But the Kinder Stones actually open up whole new areas to the game, and it's really cool. But we'll touch base on that in just a moment here. The Choo-Choos, oh my gosh, the Choo-Choos just look awesome in this game. You know, those jelly characters from, those jelly enemies from Zelda the Wind Waker, they're present in this game. Actually, one of them is a boss in the first temple that you go to, and it's like the reflections and stuff on the sprite work is just absolutely amazing. All the sprite work in this game is absolutely amazing. The effects when you're walking through water, it's all stellar. Like, oh my gosh, it's just eye candy. There's parts where you'll start walking, you'll turn into a little Minish, because in this game you actually turn small and you can navigate the whole world, big or small. When you turn small, there's areas that you walk through, little like grassy areas, and almost looks 3D because the way you move, it's like a parallax effect, and it just looks so good. Just mixed with the sprite work that the artist did for this game is just absolutely So if you are a fan of just cool 2D sprite work, or you want to see some Zelda Ocarina of Time or Wind Waker elements transformed into 2D, right there is a good reason to just play this game. The sound design for this game, it's Game Boy Advance sound, of course. But they took music from Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, all these different Zelda games, remixed them, and made them super special and vibrant, and you just like in the overworld, and you hear that familiar tune, and you're just like pumped, you know? And there's music like when you go to Colonel Mountain or Colonel Mountain, whatever they call it. And the music in that place is just epic, absolutely epic. It's like a remix. And then you get to the very top and it like remixes A Link to the Past music. And it does it in its own fashion, its own style, and it's absolutely unique. The sound design in this it's pretty good. It's like Link's sounds are his young Link sounds from Ocarina of Time, added with some new ones. When you're rolling, it's pretty comparable to the rolling in Ocarina of Time. It just gets super repetitive though. So the rolling sound effects, they do get repetitive, but you know what? Can't really get sick of hearing young Link, man. I'm just glad that they used young Link, because I have some infatuation with young Link ever since Super Smash Bros. Melee, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time. It's time to talk about the mechanics, you guys. The mechanics in this game. How does this game function and run, and what is unique about it compared to any other Zelda game? Like I touched previously on the Tinder Stones. Go on some Tinder dates on Zelda, man. No, the Tinder Stone. Ugh, I keep calling it that. What the? The Kinder Stones. So what the Kinder Stones are, they're these collectibles that you find, and they're these little wedges, like half of a coin. And you find other people in the world that have a little heart emanating from them that you want to help. And if you have the right token, you can combine it with their token, and you'll open up a new part of the world, or open up a new little section. And that right there is so unique in itself, because you're opening up different parts of the world in a completely unique way to a Zelda series. Not just using your weapons and stuff. This game is like crazy on the collectibles, man. You're getting your weapons like usual. You're getting sword upgrades. You're getting sword scrolls for new abilities. You're getting seashells. You're getting rupees. You're getting heart pieces. You're getting the earth element, or the elements. You're getting Kinder Stones. I mean, there's just so much stuff to collect in this game. You're always on your feet looking for new stuff. There's always a reason to explore this world. That's the biggest thing, is that this world is so encouraging to go out and explore, because there's so much stuff to go out and see, and so much, and you're always curious, wondering. I know this is kind of a spoiler, so it's not to the story, but it's to mechanic later on in the game, because I actually have beat this game. I just played this particular the section for about an hour and 40 minutes, but I've actually beaten this game a couple of times as a child. But one thing that always resonated with me was the sword scrolls, and there's these like potions, these like fairies, I believe. I don't believe they're fairies, I believe they're potions. It's been a while since I've done this section of the game, but you can get these potions from the goddesses, or at least these girls who have the same names as the goddesses, like Nehru, Pharaoh, and Din. And it changes your tunic's color, so you're not always green in this game. You can actually temporarily change your color, and it gives you a status boost, so you can get, like, you know, take more damage or whatever, but it actually changes your character's color. And I'm like, wow, that blew my mind as a kid, because I loved changing my tunic as Link when I used to play those games. So really the whole basis of this game, and I know I'm starting from the end to the beginning now, but you start off, you go to this little festival, and the enemy, Vadi, I think his name's Vadi, he wins the contest, goes to grab the sacred blade, unleashes all these like demons into the world, and then you have to go collect these earth elements. And you go and you meet this guy named Laszlo, and he's a hat. He's a walking hat. I know it sounds so weird. I don't know why Link wakes up without a hat to begin with, but he does. He wakes up with no hat. And this guy is your guide, your Navi, so to speak. And he's kind of cool, but he's also kind of annoying. But he can turn you into a Minish, which the Minish are these little tiny creatures that are just absolutely puny. And it's cool because you're in your normal Zelda world, and then you can shrink down into a little tiny ant, basically, and go and meet these characters and go and explore the world and expand these different areas. It's so cool. It's so unique as well. And just the way the characters in the world interact with the Picori, which is the Minish, it's a good dynamic to the game. I really enjoy it. You also find a lot of different stones that you can jump down into to turn into the Minish, and that's always cool. So you can get new sword abilities, and I just gotta say, that blew my mind as a kid. How you could get like the hurricane, you could get the hurricane spin attack in this. You could just get all these different attacks. You don't start off with the spin attack, by the way. You have to go and learn it from the sword master. That is such a cool collectible and is so valuable to this game. I think it adds so much because you find them hidden in the world, and it truly feels like you're finding something hidden because your character is getting stronger and you're getting more versatile, and that feels fantastic. Not just in your arsenal, but in your actual character. I really like how you can swap your A and B buttons for any weapon you want. So you don't have to have your sword or your shield out. You could have a bomb and a bow out and not even be able to use your sword until you swap back to it. It's completely up to you how you play this game. It's such an open-ended game. It's straightforward at the same time. I mean, I can't recommend this game more. I wanted to start in Retrospect with this game because I've just had such an itch to play it again because the graphics are so enlightening. It makes you happy to play. In Retrospect, if you're a Zelda fan and you've never played Zelda the Minish Cap, definitely get your Game Boy Advance out, grab an emulator, get Zelda Minish Cap, and give it a play because it is such a joy to play. And it is definitely worth in 2018 playing. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is In Retrospect. Let me know what you guys think of this chill series. It's constantly going to be a work in progress. The next game I'm planning on doing is Banjo Pilot or another Game Boy Advance game. If you guys have any recommendations for games you'd like me to play or talk about, go ahead and post it in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching again. Have a great rest of your day, guys.